It's their own damn fault, century after century after century after century, using that to control people. But that doesn't mean the genuine article itself. The genuine article is not bullshitting you. Okay? It's telling you a deep truth with some very deep physics involved. This is how we're created. This is the soul component. This component deals with the connectivity to the rest of the universe. Now let me tell you some amazing stuff that you can do with internal Chinese Kung Fu. They also have military, and this sort of fits into this, so I'm bringing up the military because I want you to see that there's credence to this. The military's not going to spend all of this money and take people into black ops unless it actually has relevant evidences and relevant outcomes involved with it. But they have this PSYOPs group, or this black ops group, or this, well actually it's PSYOPs. And it's called remote viewing. In remote viewing, and they say this program no longer exists, but I don't really believe the government. Do you? It's the Pentagon. I mean, these people are, I don't know, are they ever going to give you a straight answer? I'm not sure they do. But this is a real group. This is the remote viewing group. RV, remote viewing. And in the remote viewing, what they do is they pick targets, and these are just people that use their God-given abilities to tap into these different places and see what's going on. It's like, okay, I'm using my human connectivity. It's actually they're using their soul component. And I'm going over here to remote view. It's like, okay, I'm looking at this, but I'm sitting in this basement of the Pentagon. But in reality, I'm over here in I don't know, wherever they are, Timbuktu. Let's just pick some place. This was happening in the 70s, so it was probably some Russian thing, because we didn't like Russia then. So it was probably going on there. And I know the Russians have a program too. These people all have these programs. There's massive validity to this with all kinds of evidences. Now, I brought the remote viewing up to show that, hey, there is literal high-level evidence of this thing. But in your own life, you know, or in Chinese Kung Fu, which is what I was going to bring up, it is incredibly impossible. It is credibly possible, rather, to go into a meditative state and take a visit somewhere else. And things aren't like a video, but sure enough, you know what's going on in that place. You can literally see images of what's going on in that place. This is straight up. But you would not be able to do that if your four components weren't up to snuff. And you're riding the soul component to be able to do that. You know those crazy people that do like some of that Haitian voodoo or something? I mean, this is way out there on a limb. But I'm giving you this as evidence because the design of the human is the design of the human. If you want to use it for some nefarious thing, it's the design of the human. Or if you want to use it for some good thing, it's the design of the human. It's just the way it works. But let's go ahead and use the voodoo people. So they have these voodoo people, and within their culture, they truly believe, and they truly, within their cultural belief, have evidences. Now, I'm not in the voodoo culture, so I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, no, this stuff really happens, but do I really believe that within their group these things go on? Yes, I do. And these people, these voodoo people, whatever we're going to call them, I'm not up on the jargon, so, you know, I'm not going to pretend to be. But they can pay a visit to you, and they're really paying a visit to you, but they're coming at it from another thing. They're riding this, they're harnessing this, they're taking you, or making use rather, of the soul component, because it's part of the human design. You don't have to go, oh, well, my God, we can only use it for Christianity. Anything other than that would be horrible and no. I mean, that's ideology, kids. That's somebody's ideology. All right? The real thing is that this is the human design, and the soul component is part of the design. Anything that you wake up to and say, hey, this is part of my design, and I'm going to activate it, is a possibility for you. Now, we're going to keep this short and just end this right here, because this is long enough to give you the idea of the soul component, and it is very esoteric. I don't want to go that far into esoteric in these recordings. So, that sums up pretty well the 4 components for you. Now, these 4 components is a lot of kind of deep in stuff. So you might want to listen to this more than just one time, because actually you want to educate yourself, and you want to be able to navigate your life and empower yourself and imbibe yourself and imbue yourself with personal power. And you know what? Activating God inside of you is never, ever, ever, ever a bad idea. It's powerful. Okay? Let me just say that up front. So I hope you listen to these more than once, because it will actually take more than one time to catch what I'm saying. There's a lot packed into these short little recordings. This could have went on for many, many, many hours, and I didn't make it like that because I wanted to get to the point and just make it real simplified, so that everyone, and I mean everyone on earth that speaks English, could understand this from the level they're looking at it from. You know, not just for the enlightened or the super this or the super that. This is just regular folk. This is for regular people with regular lives. Because, you know, we are bearing the brunt of some madness today. And this madness is really against us. It is not in our favor. We are being tossed to and fro, and it is ridiculous, okay? It literally is ridiculous, but most of us don't even know what's going on. So I think we should start with understanding who and what we are, and that's what these 4 components are about. This is, of course, the first of the 6 pages, and the 6 pages, by the time you get through them all, you'll have some rough idea, and there's going to be a lot more. There is a lot more recordings. There's also the YouTube videos. So I hope this reaches a lot of people, because we need this in this time. We just need this in this time. This is, of course, a .org, so I'm not saying, yeah, buy this. I will have products, though. But this is necessary for this time on Earth, for us regular folk, because the regular folk are being gobbled up by the very cruel folk. And the very cruel folk are actually quite cruel, and we need to wake up. Okay, so this is going to help us wake up, and I will see you, or I will talk to you in the recording on the very next page. So, when you're ready to go to the next page, do not overindulge in these things. This stuff is like medicine. You don't want to take too much medicine and go, well, you know, I can cure myself in like 5 minutes just by taking a massive amount. No. You're going to throw your whole body into shock. Just do a little at a time. There's no rush. These things are here. They're here for the people of planet Earth. We are earthlings. We're designed this way. This is our real status in the here and now. What happens after the here and now? I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. But for here and for now, we are earthlings. And this wisdom activist is going to show you this. And this is part of it. So please do enjoy, and please, please, please listen to these more than once, okay? And turn other people on. The more people you turn on, the more people will hopefully become empowered and revived and wake up by this. And then from there, we can work with this, okay? So, I'll see you on the next page. Take care.